Come on. You've got to be kidding me.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA, and today we're gonna do a reshoot, a revisit of a vehicle we shot a while back. Any of you that follow the channel, you know my friend Nino. We are gonna get into Nino's 85 S10 today. This thing's super trick, so I'm gonna give you guys all the details on it. And I'm also gonna show you what he did to update this thing. I love that Nino went the extra mile like he does to ultimately turn it into a truck that I think he can comfortably say is now complete. So hold on, man, because here we go. Go for a cruise in my buddy Nino's 85 S10. So cool. All right, so any of you guys that saw the previous episode on this truck, some of this will be a little bit of repeat for you, but I want to bring everyone up to speed on this truck because it's really a cool one. You know, it really is. 1985 S10. Nino, my buddy Nino, paid a whopping $0 for this. His buddy was done with it, wanted to get rid of it. Nino took it. And Nino being Nino doesn't leave anything stock. Nothing stays stock in Nino's world. So he did a few things to it, and then he kept going and he kept going and ultimately turned it in to what I'm driving right now. So what is this? Well, previously, I did make a mistake. I said this thing's running an LSX because that's what Nino had told me. It's actually not an LSX, it's an LS7 in this truck. Back then, it was low 500s at the wheel, so, you know, a little over 6. It used to have this issue. Every time you would come up to a stoplight, stop sign, whatever, you would have to keep your foot on the accelerator because it wanted to stall. It was just too much fuel dumping in. Now you got none of those issues at all. The thing's running perfectly, and he gained a few more horsepower. I think he said now, the other day when I was with him, he said he's making mid 500s. He didn't give me a specific number. Look, even if it's, let's be honest, even if it's 525 at the rear wheels, that's massive. This truck weighs in the ballpark of 3,000 pounds. Don't know the exact weight because there's been changes to the truck, so it's not necessarily what it was as a bone stock truck. You got more weight in the motor. You know, he's put weights. Actually, when you pop open the tailgate of this thing, you'll see boxes in there, and in those boxes are some weights specifically to try to put some weight in the back of this thing so that you can get it to sit down on the ground because it just wants to spin. I mean, it's crazy. Think about this. He's running a 285 on an 18-inch wheel in the back, and he's got a 0 tread wear. So this is about as sticky of a street tire as you can possibly get, and this thing spins effortlessly. As far as suspension, he's running QA1 coilovers up front. They just made it to the stock front suspension. So nothing really tricked there at all, but nicer ride. He kept the leaf springs in back, which, you know, it's funny. I've talked to enough guys now, enough builders that'll use all kinds of suspension, including sometimes leaving leaves. And depending on the application, it's not that bad of a thing, you know? So he kept the leaf springs on here. It's running Caltrax to, again, try to get a little more of the power to the ground. And the ride in this thing is great. I'm telling you, when you're just cruising along like I am right now, driving it kind of like it's a normal truck, it's a pretty comfortable ride. You know, it's a little stiff, but I mean, it's a truck. Aren't all trucks a little bit stiff? On the exterior of the truck, You know, and I said this before, and I'm still going to stand by this. If you don't hear this thing, like if it's just parked on the side of the road, I think it's a fairly sleeper truck. And the reason I say that is even with a 285, it's not a massive rear tire. It's a 245 up front. Again, it's not a massive tire. It's a, you know, it's a big set of tires. But to me, this truck at first glance looks like an S10 that's got some paint and some wheels. That's really what it looks like to me. And you guys want to argue that? Bring it on, man. I'm going to stand by what I say. To me, it doesn't. I've seen some mini trucks where you see them and you go, wow, wonder what's going on there, because it just looks trick. Lowered, big fat tires, you know, on and on, right? This isn't that. This is pretty mellow as far as the look goes. The bed cover, if I remember correctly, I think Nino said he built that himself. It doesn't pop up or lift off or anything like a traditional tonneau cover. It's bolted down and it's on there all the time. Nino's got plenty of trucks. He doesn't need this for a truck. This is his fun. Let's go do some burnouts, which is as easy as this. Wow. Oh my God, this thing's so much fun, I swear. It's just a blast. I'm glad he gave it some brakes, because if you need to stop, you got some stopping power on here. Some of the cool things he did on the interior, part of the interior was done when we shot this before. Some of the diamond stitch, the blue and black was done. But the dash kind of, you know, it looked okay, but it wasn't great. It was this pretty bad carbon fiber. Sorry, Nino. But it was a pretty bad carbon fiber dash, you know, just a cheap carbon laminate. That went away recently, and he replaced it all with this beautiful, nice, clean Alcantara. Really kept it clean. The other things he did in here was, it used to have, the door panels were awful. He just had the solid kind of basic plastic door panels that came original in the truck. Recently, he did an upgrade to it, brought in the rest of the interior pattern, the diamond stitch going throughout. Also did it on the center console here. I love the moniker of LS10, you know, LS motor, S10, you get the point, right? I think it's really just very fitting of the truck. So we get a nice little run here on a straight on-ramp. Nice, right? Well, I tell you what, Nino, this thing is noticeably running better than it was last time I drove it. It's a very different truck. It was great before, but you know, like I said, it had that fuel thing where it was just dumping too much fuel. I can't even imagine flipping this switch and adding in more fuel at that time. Come on. I mean, I've turned it on and off 20 times at my shop. I don't get it, bro. Dude, you've got to be fucking kidding me. In the same exact spot? You got to be kidding me, dude. I mean, I cannot believe this is happening in the exact same fucking spot. At least there's no smoke. All right, so why I'm freaking out, you guys, is we were shooting this a couple days ago. We decided to come back up to this exact same spot where it did this. This truck's totally reliable. This truck, every time I've started it a few times over the last couple days when it's at my shop, and it's the same thing. Turn the key on, hit the power button, or hit the start button, and the thing fires. So a couple days ago, we were up here shooting. This thing wouldn't start like it's doing to me right now. And all kinds of smoke started coming out of the dash. Made me nervous. So obviously I got it towed back to my shop. And it's been fine. He had the wiring checked. And now it's doing the exact same thing, minus the smoke. Hey Siri, call Nino Palma.
Calling Nino Palma.
Yes, sir.
Nino.
Yes.
You are not going to believe this.
What?
Your truck, I've had it since yesterday. I've started it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, moving it out of the shop, back into the shop. So drive it up here. Everything's fine. I pull over and park in almost the exact same place I was parked in. Shut it off for, you know, not long, probably 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I get back in it. I'm gonna do it right now with you while I'm in the car. I turn the key on, blue light comes on, I can hear the fuel pump. I hit the starter button and all it does is click. It doesn't start.
It don't start?
No. I
But
cannot.
it does the click?
It clicks.
Okay. All right, send me your location. I'm here at the yard.
Okay. I cannot believe this, dude. So bizarre. So
Oh my
bizarre.
God.
I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye. Well, as you guys just heard, Nino's on his way up here to see if we can get this thing going. I cannot believe this is happening another time. How frustrating. I mean, I can hear the fuel pump come on. The ignition light's on. Ah! There we go. Okay. What do you say we keep going with the shoot here? It is alive.
All right, you're driving me back up then.
You don't feel like running up the hill?
Nope.
All right, you guys, well, that's it for our revisit of Nino's bad to the bone 85 S10. As you saw in the video, we had a little trouble getting it started at one point. Called Nino, we figured out what it is. It's as simple as when this thing's hot, the starter gets hot and it doesn't want to start. Simple as that. Let it sit for a few minutes, it cooled down a bit, fired right back up. Got back here to the shop, shut it off, fired right back up. So anyways, you guys, thanks for hanging and watching and supporting what we're up to over here. I really do appreciate it. Our little channel's gone from 0 to over 38,000 subs now in just over a year. Looking forward to lots more, but I really do appreciate the support you guys give us. So truly thanks, man. And I will see you in the next episode. All right, you guys, later.